All right, the Reds, the post-match pint, they didn't fuck it up. They won a football match. Get in. It's all right, isn't it? I'm not feeling overly enthused. I've got Paddy and I've got Andy Bell with me. Not Andy Bell from Ride, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would be really, really, really excited. But nevertheless, nice to have Andy on. Nevertheless. Yeah, Paddy, a bit of a weird game in that, like, I mean, from the moments that I see, you know, Leicester cock things up, Tottenham get beat, I'm thinking, we're doing that thing again, aren't we? Chink of life with the Reds, well, they're bound to fuck it up. And then they didn't, so fair play to them for once for not fucking things up.
No, they didn't. It was fun. Not much happened, did it? Really?
Not really. All. It was a hard watch.
And I think when you're watching it, you're always fearing the inevitable that the longer it stays 1-1. You know, we've seen this play out before. They're going to equalise. We're going to fuck it up. The fact that we haven't, sort of a pleasant surprise. We're sort of coming out of it now thinking like we won. You know, as if it's a surprise. And no, it's a good result. It's a good win. You know, I did an overview show a few weeks back and I had us draw in this game. You know, I don't think they're a bad side. I think results have been tricky on them since they beat us, but they'll always give you the game. You know, they've got a lot of lads who'll do a lot of running. They'll always be in the game, and they showed that today. And I think the fact that we haven't been able to put any game really to bed at home all year means that the longer it was staying 1-0, you sort of feared it. But I think maybe to give us some credit, where the Newcastle game felt inevitable that they were going to equalise, you always feared it in this game, but I don't think it was as... it wasn't as obvious, they didn't have that many chances. Pressure never mounted to that point where you were like, this is going to go 1-1. We sort of kept them at bay, and the fact that we scored at the end, it's nice. It's nice that we haven't just come out with a 1-0 and it feels like we've scraped it. It sort of feels like a controlled win, which is nice, and a change, and you know, good 3 points.
Yeah, boss that Thiago got a goal as well. But Andy, I think you know, we've got to be honest about what we saw and how we feel. That's the whole point of the show. And you know, it was graft, wasn't it? Like I was saying, you know, so there was things going on at the back at times where you were like, what are you doing, boys? Alisson has to make some crucial saves there and plays a big part in us getting the victory, although, you know, there was a time there where he's teeing things up himself. You know, the whole thing was a bit mad. You know, Fabinho wasn't really on it today, I didn't think. You know, summed up by the moment where he just plays a through ball out of play. Firmino comes on, and the first bit of commentary about Firmino is, Firmino, back heels it to Ward-Prowse. It's just like, what is it with this season? it was like a big bowl of gruel and putting your hands through it and putting out some bit of gold. You know what I mean? It's nice how it's ended, but it was some tough goal getting through that 90, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like more or less the exact same performances what we've seen against like Leeds, Newcastle, all these games where we've thrown it away. The only difference was we've got the goal in stoppage time instead of them, which is a nice difference, to be fair. It's nice to have that win for once, but yeah, it was hard to watch at times, I thought, really. You know, the midfield is of Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Thiago. It's a bit turgid, it's a bit static at times. It's when you look at Southampton and all their injuries, and especially, like, I think Romeu's been a massive one for them, because playing like two in midfield when you're not one of the dominant top six sides, 60-70% possession, your two in midfield have to be fucking really good at like cutting out passes and being good in shape, and Romeu's brilliant for them at that. And Ward-Prowse and Stuart Armstrong are good ball playing midfielders, but they don't really do that job as well. So you kind of thought midfield, that's somewhere where we've got control of the game, where we can really like exploit them, but we didn't really. And it was just very similar to what we've seen in recent weeks. Like, we had some good chances, keeper makes a couple of good saves, but you didn't really feel like we were absolutely peppering them. But honestly, like, if we can do that until the rest of the season and get 4 wins or 3 wins and a draw, then we leave ourselves with a chance. And that's the mad thing about top 4 this season, and every season really. All these teams always drop points and they'll always let you in. The only doubt that we've ever had wasn't that, it was whether we're capable of capitalising and taking advantage. So if we can just slog it out in these last 4 games, next season we get the fans back, we get players back from injury, even a couple of shiny new signings as well, and it could all look a little bit better. So yeah, we just need to be as pragmatic as possible and get through these next few games, and I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, there is, again, Paddy, the chink of life. The table, how it looks, I mean, you can all look for yourselves, obviously, but Liverpool is 6th, played 34, 57 points. West Ham on 34 games played, 58 points. Leicester 63, 35 played, so we've obviously got a game in hand on them. So, you know, fingers crossed we can go and win at Old Trafford and all the rest of it. I think the big thing which Andy mentioned there, which has been good for me all day, I've got to be honest, good for my mental health. I mean, I literally had my second shot in the arm the other day because of this twat of a virus. But it's a big shot in the arm for me, and I'm sure for you, and I'm sure for all of us. That's hopefully the last game ever played at Anfield with no fans there.